Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joe here. I wanted to make a video today about my big concerns regarding the ketogenic diet. Now, if you don't know, the ketogenic diet at this point is probably the fastest growing popular diet these days, and many people are seeing excellent results within very short periods of time. 3 months, 4 months, people are losing 20, 30 pounds of weight. What it consists of basically is a total to near total reduction of carbs from your diet. Carbs in terms of like sugars, direct sugars, and breads, pastas, any refined pastries, cakes, anything like that has to be cut from your diet. And your carbs would be substituted with majorly through fiber and vegetables, high quantity of vegetables, and so your diet would be supplemented with a major increase in the quantity of vegetables, green leafy vegetables, cruciferous vegetables. As well, that happening, your body now needs an alternative source of energy. So on the ketogenic diet, you're increasing the quantity of fat, your fat content from saturated, unsaturated fatty acids, medium chain triglycerides, like things like coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, butter, meats. All types of meats are allowed: pork, chicken, beef, dairy is allowed, yogurt, things like that are all allowed, and in higher quantities, higher amounts on the ketogenic diet. Protein isn't encouraged to be higher than the fat. So protein, on the contrary, between 5 to 10 ounces of protein a day is sufficient enough. Furthermore, the diet does consist of alternating intermittent fasting, and this depends on the individual. So certain things such as certain fasting days could consist anywhere between 12 and 72 hours. Dry fast. Some people are going further and going into 5 days, 6 days of fasting. And my main concerns for the ketogenic diet, I've adopted partially in the past the ketogenic diet, and I was able to lose all of the weight that I couldn't lose. I was at 225 pounds, and I dropped down to 175 pounds. Basically, after reading Dr. Berg's book, The 7 Principles of Burning Fat, a lot of the messages and a lot of the insight that he gave, the scientific based as well, and from his own practice, I was able to just change a few things in my diet. The main one being carbs after a workout, and carbs in general. And I noticed that I was starting to lose the weight that I wanted and gaining my health. All the pains are going away: the ankle pains, knee pains, neck pains, shoulder pains. Everything slowly dissipated away as I followed through with the diet and reading Dr. Berg's book, The 7 Principles of Burning Fat. My only main concern is that some people still are caught in the trap that going on the ketogenic diet, you're cutting your carbs, but you're allowed to eat anything else in the meat domain, whether it's conventional meats or grass-fed organic meats, etc. I'm really concerned about people jumping in and getting on the bandwagon of eating conventional meats galore, like processed sausages, hamburger patties that have been processed heavily, steaks, meats from cattle that have been injected with antibiotics and hormones, fed GMOs. I'm really concerned about that. Bacon and other processed meats that have been cured meats with nitrates and nitrites that have a really bad impact on the gut flora of the individual. You know, they kill off bacteria from all types, all kinds, parasites and non-parasitic. So my main concern is many people are going on the ketogenic diet, and they're finding themselves with like extreme heartburn. They're finding themselves not feeling good, maybe even at times bloated, fatigued, moody. And I believe that many people are still not adopting to change in the food system. They're consuming food that is contaminated with toxins, heavy metals and whatnot, pesticides and whatnot, many other question marks in what's being added, especially in my opinion, glyphosate. In the conventional meats, a lot of the animals are eating GMO grains, and these GMO grains are heavily sprayed with glyphosate. Other concerns I may have is the blood not being drained from the animal when it is at in the slaughterhouse. So the main concerns that I have is people are just, cutting the carbs, which is great, cutting conventional carbs in my opinion, because the food industry is heavily filled with toxic chemicals, elements, and practices that have been going on for at least 60, 70 years, tainting the quality of our food with pesticides and herbicides that we don't have a long-term chronic studies on. And now those chronic studies are coming out. For example, glyphosate, the EU has declared the glyphosate as a possible carcinogen. And we've been applying this heavily on a lot of our wheat, a lot of our vegetables and fruits. Another main concern that I have with the ketogenic diet, the way it's stated right now, that people think that you can just jump on the conventional bandwagon and just cut your carbs, but nothing's going to happen to you. You'll adapt to eating conventional raised cattle. You'll adapt to fruits and vegetables sprayed with glyphosate, which I find is totally ridiculous. Glyphosate is showing, the studies in glyphosate is showing that even at nanograms per liter levels, it's causing endocrine disruption. Now, if you can fool yourself and go on the ketogenic diet, you may lose the weight. Of course, you're stopping the insulin from being pumped on a constant basis throughout the day. You're eliminating insulin resistance, but at the same time, you're consuming more foods that may have been animals that have been fed antibiotics, hormones, and other possible chemicals involved. So I find that this is almost controversial, and it's like a hypocrisy in a way that we can just eliminate the carbs, but I'm going to eat anything conventional, nothing is going to happen to me. So even though you lose the weight, sooner or later, in my opinion, sooner or later, something is going to happen to you. And even if you do the intermittent fasting, yes, intermittent fasting is excellent, and it's not something new. Many people, or thousands of people in the past have fasted, and many religions adopt the fasting, including Christianity during Lent, including Islam during Ramadan, where essentially millions of people around the world, millions and millions, are fasting. As well, if you look at the Christian monks in Lebanon, the Maronites and the Orthodox monks, they've adopted a lifestyle of fasting for days. They've adopted a lifestyle of eating one meal a day. These are things that haven't just been created or found now. These are things that have been going on for thousands of years. And the health benefits are known. But these individuals, thousands of years ago and current days around the world, that they live on very small quantity of food, which is not sprayed with chemicals. They're eating possibly meat that is not contaminated with like GMOs or glyphosate. So we're cutting the carbs, which I still have a little bit of a question mark on certain carbs that are essential in certain parts of the brain, of the body, that need sugar, that need glucose as a primary source of energy. I know that we're trying to say that fat can be used, and it's a great idea, and it works, and it's working, but there's some question marks still, and fine-tuning that needs to be involved, in my opinion. We can't just adopt conventional meats galore, conventional eggs, conventional bacon, with all of the preservatives and chemicals, and expect to see our health improve. And that's where I find that a lot of people are getting like all these bad symptoms afterwards, like heartburn, constant heartburn. Which heartburn I have whenever I have consumed processed foods, like from, like, say, a fast food retailer that's conventional. You eat it, you get heartburn within a couple minutes. You got the heartburn. So that big one is heartburn, fatigue, sugar rushes. Many things are happening even though you're adapting to ketogenic lifestyle, but the quality of food is not being addressed as a primary concern. Which this is why people are diabetic or pre-diabetic in the first place, or gaining weight in the first place. It's not because of the natural sugars. It's not because of like just fruits and vegetables or bread. You know, bread, people have consumed bread for thousands of years around the world. Jesus Christ consumed bread. Muhammad consumed bread. You know, Gandhi, all of these people around the world consume bread. In India, in Middle East, in Lebanon, in Europe. The only issue is what has happened to our bread. You know, what has happened to the food industry? Who has taken control of the food industry and allowed for all of these additives and toxins and preservatives and chemicals to be added, which cause inflammation, which cause you to gain weight, which cause insulin resistance. So it's not just the carbs itself, it's the state of the carbohydrate, it's the state of the bread, it's the state of these pastas and all this processed junk that are being shoved down your throat. So that's my main concern about the ketogenic diet. Yeah, we're dumping carbs, bad carbs, and we're adopting a lifestyle, yes, for higher fats and more protein, but more fats. But at the same time, where's the quality? What kind of quality of meats are you getting? What kind of quality of oil are you using? Are you using conventional vegetable oil? Like, there's many question marks there. And there's two groups of people that are like me, that believe that we have to change the quality of the food to something that is more natural, or to something that is completely natural, organic, certified, no pesticides or chemicals or residues, which have been forced upon people for the last 60, 70 years. There's other group of people that believe, doesn't matter what you eat, whether you go to Wendy's, take off the bread and eat or I don't want to name places, but fast food places, into fast food restaurants where, we don't know exactly how the animals are being. There's the other group of people that think you can just cut your carbs and jump to eating anything processed, meat, sausages, bacon, chicken, in the current state that it's in. The studies are there. Chicken has low levels of arsenic. Studies are there. You can get a conventional whole chicken and leave it outside the fridge. Leave it inside your fridge for 10 days and it'll still be, it will still be fine to consume, because of the amount of chemicals and antibiotics, preservatives that are being pumped into these animals. These are big concerns for me, and those need to be addressed. I have a very big concern regarding this, because in the way that is, people are adopting the ketogenic diet but may not get the results that are expected, because they're still consuming the bad quality food, in my opinion, the foods that are causing them to feel sick in the first place. So if you guys like this video, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, click the button below, and don't forget to click the bell so that you get any notifications of my videos. I need more subscriptions. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, I would like to grow it eventually. And if you like this video, please like and share, and tell me your comments. What do you think? Should the ketogenic diet involve grass-fed beef, certified organic fruits and vegetables into the diet? Is this very important, do you think? Do you think people can get the results that they want without consuming organic? Tell me what you think below. Do you think that the ketogenic diet, cutting just the carbs, you think we're going to gain all of the health benefits by also maintaining a higher level of conventional meats, bacon, sausages, and chicken? Do you think that the ketogenic diet on the long term is going to cause people to feel ill based on the recommendation that you can eat any type of meat or processed meat, fatty meat, saturated, unsaturated? Please let me know in the comments below what you think, and whether you agree with me or not that the meats and fats have to be from a legitimate, certified, organic, grass-fed source, and no antibiotics, no hormones, and no glyphosate, the biggest culprit of our time in terms of causing degenerative health diseases and long-term health diseases. Okay guys, take care, bye.